Atie Kapuka, in the Honorable Member of Parliament, Honorable Mulenga or Malenga, the MP for Deza Central East, Malango, Honorable Malango. And we've done this deliberately that we don't leave anyone behind. We are just doing it in the constituency of a member of parliament who is a man for the job well done. And just to do an awareness that for the members of parliament to be members of parliament, it's because 52% took a leading role, and these are the women. And also it's one way of mobilizing men that in these challenges and problems, we need not to leave men to understand the danger of being victimized, also being perpetrators or being survivors, knowing that men are also the survivors of gender-based violence. So we don't want to leave men. We just want to have men in the involvement of ending gender-based violence. The government of the leadership of His Excellency the State President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera is committed to end gender-based violences in Malawi. And the commitment is already seen in the implementation of the Gender Equality of 2013, but also in the ending the 2011 trafficking persons. Would like to thank the Department of Social Welfare that they are now looking into repatriating some of those who have been victimized, who have been trafficked, and they are coming back to Malawi. And this is the commitment of government. The commitment of appointment of women in decision-making, a number of women in cabinet, 41 seated, if not 46 seated, or the Gender Equality of 2013, but also having the Chief Executive of Government Services, who is a SPC, who is a woman, the Human Rights Chief Executive, the Executive Director, who is a woman. We have the Anti-Corruption Bureau, who is a woman, the Ombudsman, who is a woman, the IG, who is a woman. We have a number of women in judiciary. We have a number of women directors and PSs who are here. We have a number of women in foreign missions representing Malawi government. This is one of the commitment which government is showing, that women, when they are empowered, is one of also ending gender-based violences. So we call upon women who are fully economically empowered and being in top position, that we need to be in the leading role and not even harassing men or our fellow women. And that is one way of ending gender-based violence. So that's why, Madam Karia, when we were speaking to Parliament yesterday, we said we would like to see women also to be pinned as a she for she campaign. The she's, they've got to be for the she's. As women in top position, we need to promote, and we need also to talk about our young ones in decision-making, economic empowerment program, but even supporting the women who are supporting us in different ministries. Sometimes we don't regard our fellow women in these offices. Time has come that women need to be in the leading role, and we will be pinning women to be she for she. Sometimes we keep talking about he for she, but now it will be both. The he for she, as well as also for the she for she. We find that we have a number of women in top position, but instead of even supporting, promoting the fellow women, they promote men. Time has come that we need to promote our fellow women in the positions. Men that are so clever, they promote each other. They even employ each other when they meet in these drinking places. They're able to discuss. Time has come that women, we need to be discussing as well as we're ending gender-based violence. But also we should not be the perpetrators, because some of us, we harass our men, yet we have also agreed to their proposal that yes, you can be my bae, you can be my husband, but why should we harass men? Time has come that women have got to be a source of change, and when we be a source of change, men are going to be ashamed to be provoking us. They weren't even provoking us when they've seen that we're not even provoking them. So we have a number of programs to show that apart from what the president is doing, there are a number of also of program which the government is implementing to end gender-based violence, including but not limited to the implementation of the Act of 2013, the 2015, the Wills and Inheritance of 2011, the gender-based violence of 2006, the National Plan of Action to Combat Gender-Based Violences according to the Act, the National Strategy on Ending Child Marriages, where we are calling upon our stakeholders, be it Plan Malawi, World Vision, not to work in isolation in ending child marriages, but we need to be coordinating and work together and to see what is it If we are in Machinga, as Minister of Gender, our stakeholders in Machinga, we're going to see a great impact if we work together in the ending child marriages. The Prevention of Domestic Gender Violence Act, which we have, the Marriage Divorce, the Deceased Estate Wills and Inheritance, where we are also thank the President for the promotion of a number of women in judiciary, because these are the ones who are going to help us, so that they will not even see any woman getting out of court without even being given anything else. Women are crying in court where they are, when they've been divorced, when they've unified the marriage, they keep saying, you can go, and maybe you find that they're given bare land. The house is being given to man, and the bare land is given to woman. A woman who is not working to build a house, how can he build a house on a bare land? It's better this woman who suffered to build this house be given this house. The bare land should be given to man, because he's having resources, he can even build it. Sometimes men, they keep saying, oh, the woman was not working. This is the day where we need to end those sweeping statements that women are crying in the court and they are leveled to say they don't even work. And the men, they go work. So when the men go work, a woman who is staying at home is the one who is preparing from the home. Is preparing for food for the husband, is watching the shirts, the trousers for the husband, is polishing the shoes for the husband, but also is the one who is going to nurse this husband when he comes back from work. That is work than whatever the man is doing at the office. But I would like on this day to congratulate Kasime of Uganda. I keep saying, there is this small Kasime in this social media. They keep saying, men, you are good at announcing that men are working ahead. Men are working ahead, blocking the roads, men are working ahead, putting these posters, men are working. But women, have never said that women are working ahead. We work in these hospitals day and night, asking doctors to sell us children. That is work, but we don't announce. We work in the hospitals, nursing sick people, we don't announce. That is work. Even when a husband is sick, behind a husband who is sick, there is a wife, not a mother, not a sister, but is a wife. But when now we are divorcing, they keep saying, oh, the woman is not working, then you cannot give anything else. We have 2 cars, we have 2 houses, the houses are for me. This is the day when we are supposed to get rid of these sweeping statements. Women, they work day and night, but we don't announce. We only leave it to God to announce it to it that we do work. And the first work which we do is to make sure that a man is existing. God was so clever, he made the man sleep and he created a woman. When we created, we even knelt down to God to say, I'm here as a mother, make the man work now so that we can work together. And it was because of the prayer of a man who made God to say, okay, now you can work because I've made a woman out of you. If you were so greedy, I would have said, leave him, we should not even wake up. We are going to maintain the earth. And would have been the women. But we made sure that the man should wake up after made dead by God just to create a woman from the limb of this man. So we thank God, and we thank God that he created a woman, but by removing only one limb. And while the man was asleep, if he was awake, a number of women would have been created, and these men would have been taken on the wheelbarrow because they couldn't have even bones and limbs. The most important legal framework for the empowering and also protecting women and the girl child that the Minister of Gender, which is yours also, is implementing, including the Child Care Protection Justice Act, where we are calling upon, as we are ending gender-based violence, the Directorate of Children, Gender, as well as Social Welfare, to make to it that whoever tying children on the rope because of their disabilities or because of their mental problems, they're supposed to be arrested and leave them in cell. The responsibility, these are the problems which you are having each and every day because of parenting if it's not there. And these are the issues. Even the mental health problem, they are there because of the parenting, if the mothers are not even knowing what to tell the children, because even the suicide we are experiencing with a teen children, an 11-year boy, we hear has committed suicide. A 10-year boy, a 12, 15, you know, it's very pathetic. It might be because of parenting, which we are not very much focusing on it, and it is important that parents, we've got to focus very much on the parenting and programs which the Directorate of Children are training mothers in parenting. The Gender Equality Act, the Prevention of Domestic Violence Act, the Marriage, Divorce and Family Relations Act, the Diseases and the Estate, the Wills, Inheritance and the Protection Act, the Trafficking in Persons Act, and among others. We might be asking also the Madam Karia, maybe you can help us as a human rights activist, the Marriage, Divorce and Family Relations Act, whereby the cohabitation of 6 months. I think men are not even taking care of our children because they know that we have this act. We might revisit it. That when men are having 4, 5, 6 wives, let them build, each and every wife should be built a house for that person. So that children born of that family should depend on whatever the man has inherited from the husband. They should not be depending to the MG1 to say whatever that MG1 and all those children that are going to benefit from there. That's why we have a lot of street-connected children, because fathers are not even committed to their children. We need to revisit that act, and that will bring also discipline to the men who are just doing whatever they feel like doing and without even supporting their children. Finally, let me call upon all Malawians to join the government as stakeholders and the international community to observe the 60 days of activism. This can be done by taking part in the activities, sharing information, messages on evils of gender-based violences with their families and friends, creating awareness of gender-based violences and on the laws that promote and protect women and children's rights, and also protecting and reporting any form of violence to relevant structures at all levels. But also we are calling upon men to come out to tell us the problems which they are facing, the gender-based violences which they are facing, because we have a number of men who are facing gender-based violences, but the cases are so low because there are few people who come and report on the gender-based violences. Time has come, as we are now in the 16 days of activism, that men, they've got also to be reporting. But we are calling upon men as well, that the court which I said and the Right Honorable Second Deputy Speaker quoted, that the market is so wide, have time to choose which one do you want to buy. Sometimes some of these suicide cases are because of we are failing to stand in our shoes firmly as men, because the choice of the wives whom we choose is not up to date. We always marry in a hurry. How can you marry at a funeral without knowing the wife? How can you marry at the market without even studying what type of woman is this one? And even the women, we have problems because we always in a hurry. Sometimes we agree to be impregnated to a man whom we haven't even know what type of a man is this one. And you end up knowing that the man is married, yet you have a child, and they are not even coming up to support. Men today, they don't even mind. There were those days in the past where when you are impregnated, a man was committed to say, no, this is my pregnancy, I will support it. But these men of today, they are not. So Malawian men, be clever enough. Don't date and be allowed to be impregnated without knowing what type of a person who is impregnating you. At the end of the day, we are going to let children be in the streets because their fathers are not supporting the fathers. Let's have time. And through you, Father Nobet, would like to thank the faith organization, the churches, different churches in Malawi, for the coordination which is there, for the gender-based violence, for the children. We have followers of the youthful leaders. We have for the 7th day, they call it Impesa. We have the CCP, they call it SCOM. We have the Catholic youth organization. We have different churches in Malawi. They gather their youthfuls just to tell them about Jesus, but also how to take care of themselves. And you are helping us in terms of the suicide issues which you're having. You are helping us that when they are in these groups, they've got to date each other for a number of years. Sometimes you're having these problems because we only meet a man to say, I want you, Patricia. I said, oh, yes. And even before the uncle is aware of your relationship, we are already pregnant. But these followers, we are asking you, the church, through you, Father Nobet, that let the young people date for 3 years before they go into marriages, just to know each other. Some of these gender-based violence are there because couples, they're not even joking in the houses. When they joke, but now you are eating too much. It's an issue where people, they go and say, you are not respecting me, it's better I divorce you. But those are just simple issues which they can joke. I'm saying this, there are a number of issues which are coming in the Ministry of Gender every day. Some of them might be waiting there. When you hear issues of divorce, and we are calling upon the judiciary, please help us, don't even divorce. Don't nullify the marriages. Just give them 1 year. Go back. You are saying you don't want the wife. What are the reasons? He doesn't respect me. If those are the cases which are going to newer courts, please send them back to say, please go back and stay as it was the case. In the past, the courts, they were doing that. go back and stay for a year, sleep together. I'm sure maybe you give them room of reconciling because their children are suffering. So the youthfuls, take time. And the market is so wide, don't be in a hurry. Choose the best among the best which you are looking into it. Joke around. Men, swallow your pride. Don't even pretend to be your angels. Tell the wife your weaknesses, your boyfriend, the girlfriend, tell her your weaknesses. And let her also tell you her weaknesses. In that way, you're going to know whom you are dating and whom you want to marry. Sometimes we hide our weaknesses and we take ourselves as we're angels, as we have money. We borrow jackets when you are proposing these girls. And when they've seen that you don't have money, that's why we have some of these mental health problems. Because when we are going into these girlfriends, we don't tell them that, my dear, I just love you, but I don't work. I just love you, I don't have money. I think we are going to have money when we are going to be together. Some of these, please, we are calling parents not to marry children. When a child is a mother of a child, these are the mental issue problems. And that's why we are not creating wealth amongst the marriages, because we marry very young. We don't have a strong economy because the strong marriages are not there. When fathers are fathers, when children are fathers of their fellow children, these are the problems because we fail to take care of them. Let's marry when we are 18, even beyond that. Because mentally we are matured and we can contend to the problems that we are facing. The 16 days of activism, please, would like to thank all our agents of change. And through Madam Karia, I'm on your news to thank you very much. And through you to all the source of change, or the people whom we've been together since all the way back 1975. Up to now, you are still the champion of change, but also the youthful leaders are looking up to you because of the programs which are set aside. You are a little mother. You are a little daughter of the soil. You don't say, because I'm here, but you are able to say, the young ones, where are you? We had a program with Tanzania on the media, the youthful girls, the ladies working together. We have the generation equality, which you've been championing, the youthful leaders. May God add a number of years on the life calendar so that we should be testifying what you've been doing to Malawi. And our children and nephews and the children, they've got to know what you've done. When you fail to pray, we'll be praying for you. Some of us, even the women in decision-making, you've been a champion of women to be in decision-making. Some of us, we started politics because of you. When we were very small, it was because of you. And those who've passed on, may God receive their souls because they fought hard for the women. When we talk about the 16 days of activism, we had questions in Parliament that maybe we are so much on women. No, both. We talk, we promote, we empower both women and men. But when you're talking about a girl child and talking about women, we just want to push them to be on the same par with the men, because the men, you are far much ahead of us. So we are pushing the women to follow the steps, because God said He created a woman from the left-hand limb of a man, just walking side by side, sleeping side by side, working side by side, walking side by side. Since you've been walking ahead of us, we just want to meet you and we should walk you side by side. That's why we are saying, let's end gender-based violence, let's empower women, and let's even empower a girl child through education. And we, as mothers, we are failing. That's why our mothers outside, they tie their children on the rope, because they were not economically empowered. They don't know the importance of having a child, be it disabled or not. We are all people with disability. Those seeing disabilities, and some of the disabilities which are not even seen. So we need to respect those with disabilities. So if the mothers at our age were not doing good, we are expecting the mothers whom we are educating today, that this girl who is going to be educated is going to look into, be it a girl or a boy born to this woman, and is going to educate the children of this girl. That's why we are doing it. The girls are being left aside, the boys are being left aside, because the mothers, they didn't even see the importance of educating the children. So empower the girls, and we are proud of you, our reporter, the young ladies and men, that you are even taking time. You are taking your time before you go into marriages, and may God bless you for that. And may God give you a better husband and better wife. so that through you we should have strong marriages, and these strong marriages out of you young boys and men, young women and men, we are going to have a strong economy. We are going to reduce the mental health problems. We are going to reduce those psychosocial issues which we are experiencing in Malawi. We are going to create conducive environment, because you're going to marry to a person whom you know, and you'll be joking around. You'll be bathing together. You'll be even joking. You'll be working together. You'll be going to church together. Nobody will be going to church and leaving your wife behind or children. You'll be going together. The couples of today, you find that the man has already gone in church and started praying. The wife has left. He has left the wife at home, and you find the man in the church has already arrived. We need to be going to church together. And this is what we are looking forward. May God bless you as we coordinate the media. We thank you very much. You've been there for us. You've been there for the vulnerable. You've been there for the heartbroken people. You've been asking about us. And you've also helped us to go and find out what is in the hard-to-reach areas where we were not going. You were there for us. May God remember you in a special way. Help us mobilizing young ones to join us in this campaign of ending gender-based violence. We thank you very much for listening, and may God bless the human rights activists for the job well done through Madam Karia, and may God bless the Minister of Gender through the PS and all the Directorate of Community Planning, Human Resource, Gender, Children, and all those our supporting staff as we end the vice. We thank you very much. Remain blessed. Thanks so much.
Manifest.
Malawi will on the 25th of November launch the commemoration of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence campaign to run up to the 10th of December 2022. The day will be commemorated under the theme, Unite Activism to End Gender-Based Violence in Malawi. The theme is reflecting on the key role of men and women's rights movements in preventing and eliminating violence against all genders, and also to mobilize more people to show solidarity and support to end violence against men, boys, women and girls. Within the 16 days period, all stakeholders are requested to conduct various activities at national, district and community levels, aiming at raising awareness and mobilizing support towards the fight against gender-based violence in the country. The campaign will be launched at Luntha Secondary School ground, Tie Kapuka in Dedza district. The guest of honor at the event will be the Minister of Gender, Community Development and Social Welfare, Honorable Dr. Patricia Kaliati. Let us join hands to end any form of gender-based violence in Malawi.